How much plastic did you have for breakfast today? Are you aware that microplastics are a part of your daily diet? Did you know that even the smartphone you're using might be adding plastic to your intake? Microplastics are sneaking into your life in ways you never imagined. Let's discuss this in detail. A recent study found that all major salt and sugar brands in India, big or small, packaged or unpackaged, contain microplastics. Even tea bags can release enormous amounts of plastic. A recent study found an average of 240,000 plastic particles in 1 liter of water. In fact, microplastics do not discriminate between vegetarians and non-vegetarians. They contaminate everything from chicken and fish to fruits and vegetables. But where do they come from? Microplastics come from the breakdown of everyday items like bottles, packaging, and even your phone case. These particles end up in your oceans, landfills, and eventually in our food, water, and air. Microplastics have been detected from the peaks of Mount Everest to the depths of the Mariana Trench and even in the Arctic and Antarctica. They're not just in our environment, they're entering our bodies through what we eat, drink, and breathe. Microplastics can get into plants through their roots, meaning these tiny particles can end up in fruits and vegetables that we consume. Now, this contamination can interfere with the plant's growth process and may even affect crops like bananas, which reproduce through cloning. Microplastics have been found in human lungs, hearts, breast milk, and even unborn babies. And the health risks? Early studies suggest they could lead to lung problems, cancer, and issues with metabolism and reproduction. Some scientists have found microplastics clogging our arteries, increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. The problem may be tiny, but the consequences are huge. But don't lose hope. Recently, some brilliant innovations are giving us new reasons to be optimistic. Japanese scientists made an amazing discovery at a landfill. They found bacteria that were breaking down plastic bottles, toys, and other waste. Now, these bacteria use the carbon in plastic for energy, helping them grow and multiply. So even though they weren't eating plastic like we eat food, they were still breaking it down and using it. Now, let's talk about what you can do in your individual capacity to tackle microplastics in your life. Choose products with less or no plastic packaging. Opt for glass, metal, or cloth alternatives for things like water bottles, food containers, and shopping bags. Don't microwave in plastic. Instead, heat food on the stove or by microwaving it in glass. If you can, eat as much fresh food as possible and limit purchase of foods wrapped in plastic. Avoid single-use plastics like straw, cutlery, and bags. Instead, use reusable options like bamboo cutlery and cloth bags. Follow local recycling guidelines to ensure plastics are disposed of correctly, reducing the chances of them ending up in our oceans and landfills. The plastic crisis isn't just an environmental issue, it's a personal one. If you liked this video, subscribe to News with Navya and drop a comment below. You can also support our climate journalism by clicking on the link in our description.